Mr. Begley and members of the board, we do have several items for board discussion this evening. Our first item is in regard to a board policy. At this time, I'll turn it over to Mrs. Howard.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. Mr. Begley and members of the board, I do have one item for discussion this evening, and that is District Policy JFCK, use of cell phones and electronic communication devices by students. So as you are aware, state law was recently passed fully prohibiting student use of cell phones during the school day. To be in compliance with this new law, which we are required to do, we will be implementing a no cell phone policy for all students pre-K through 12 at the start of this school year. While this new policy does reflect the existing practices for our younger students, there are no changes for our younger students, it may represent an adjustment for some of our secondary students, as they love their cell phones, and we all know this. But our secondary administrators are actively working to ensure that expectations are clearly communicated and consistently applied, and will continue to do so as we start the school year. Parents were given a heads up that we believe the legal mandate was coming back in May, and then the law passed, and since then the principals have reached out to staff and families to outline the specific guidelines per each building's expectations, as well as the steps in the progressive discipline process for any violations of that. But in short, students who bring a cell phone or a personal electronic communication device to school due to needing it for before or after school, which we completely understand, must keep the device turned off and out of sight throughout the school day. Students will be asked to store their device either in their locker, backpack, or in a classroom storage device that's provided by the district. As I shared previously with you, OSBA does not plan to release a policy update regarding this until September, so the proposed policy language changes that I shared with you are a temporary placeholder until they release the updated language to ensure that our policies reflect our practices as we start the school year. Pending any questions that you may have in regards to this, you will be asked to take action on it this evening, since school starts on Monday, and we want to make sure that we are all set and ready to go. Do you have any questions in regards to this?
Does that include hallways
It does.
and lunch?
Anytime during the school day, from the start of the school day until the end of the school day.
Okay.
Ms. Howard, to confirm, that's, that update you mentioned is so that it does start Monday, right?
This is for us to start on Monday,
Okay.
yes.
And they have any, like, Apple Watches and things like that?
So when we say devices, it is any device that's being intended to be used in the manner that a cell phone would be used for communication. So any type of device that, they shouldn't be using any type of device to circumvent the intent of the policy.
Thank you
And if
very
they
much.
do, that will be considered, and those same rules will apply as they would for a cell phone.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Is the policy on our website?
It is not on the website yet. It
Yeah.
needs to be approved, and then I put it through to OSBA, and they have to do their upload into the system to then have it show up on our website. But all of the principals are clearly communicating it out to our families at the start of the year, and educating our staff on the processes and plans as we start.
Yeah, is our website up, Mrs. Fletcher?
Not yet.
Not yet, okay.
Some of the comments I saw on one of the principals that put out was their kid's diabetic.
So
they have to check.
there are some very limited exceptions to this in regards to if they need it to, like, for example,
Check their
as
sugar.
to check their sugar for a health reason like that, it would be permitted.
And all the teachers know this.
Mhm. Yep.
Great, thank you.
We'll see how it goes. We'll get through it. Might be a little rough in the beginning, but it will be all right.
Sure.
All right, our next item for discussion, bus stops for the 25-26 school year. I'll turn it over to Mr. Perry.
Thank you, Mr. Smith, Mr. Begley, members of the board. This is an annual process to discuss and approve the bus stops for the school year. This is a requirement to be done within the first 10 days of school. I do not have a copy of these with me, but I am able to provide a copy if needed, hopefully a digital copy if you would prefer, because it is about 485 pages. So as you see, will be listed below for under other items for board action this evening. But again, this is an annual requirement that we go through. So if you have any questions, again, please reach out. We can set up a time and I can get you copies if needed.
And I appreciate you mentioning the copies. I know in your email to us earlier in the week, you mentioned it was a large file. And
Absolutely.
Bus driver electronic would be best, so thank you for that opportunity.
And there's very few to no changes from last year,
Yeah.
so pretty consistent, which is good.
Well, and I think it has to be, right? Because
Right.
every year, I'm sure there's people that say, I want a bus stop, or take the bus stop away from my driveway, or whatever it may be, right?
Yeah.
And it's just another piece in the huge transportation monster that we deal with.
Absolutely, yeah. And consistency's good for the kids, too.
Yeah, sure.
So, yeah, we try and keep it consistent year to year to year to year.
Yeah.
So, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, up next is our Ride at School contract. At this time, I'll turn it over to Mr. Crapo.
All right, thank you, Mr. Smith. Members of the board, tonight we have the Ride at School contract on there for discussion and action. If you would recall, a couple weeks ago or last board meeting, we did the MOU for Ride at School, which was the company that came in as our latchkey provider to take over the services instead of Fairfield City School Districts doing that position. The contract was drafted, reviewed by Mr. Clemens, and it is up tonight for action as well. Earlier mentioned the reduction in force regarding the latchkey employees. That was as we dissolved our program. Those employees were offered another position in the district as an educational assistant. They were posted positions and they could take those positions, or they could go over to Ride at School and work for them as a latchkey provider as well. So all of the positions were, all of the personnel either took the EA position or went over to Ride at School. So are there any questions in regards to the program or the contract?
And again, the motivation was to maintain, or in this case, maybe even reduce pricing.
Yeah, we wanted to reduce pricing, continue the resource for the families. It was hard to maintain the program in-house with our structure that we had, and Ride at School, this is what they do. They come in and they run latchkey programs across the country.
And does this allow us to expand it to other?
Yeah, so we were able to
Sites.
offer discounts to families that we've never been able to offer before. We are able to expand to the all 6 elementaries, which we do not have. We're going to begin the school year with 4 elementaries, and then we're going to get the licensing for the additional 2 elementaries. So the goal is by fall break to be fully go.
Great. Great.
Yeah, a lot of times it makes sense to bring in a third party like that. I know we did it with the Parks Department, with the hiring of the lifeguards and taking care of the pool and that kind of thing. And it was much more cost efficient and effective to have a larger group with a bigger pool of people to pull from, and similar, it's more cost efficient and costs less money actually, and more opportunities. So it makes sense all around.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.
All right, up next, we have AP Calculus course fee, ELA and Social Studies courses of study, Bookworms ELA curriculum, and iReady approval. At this time, I'll turn it over to Mrs. Aug.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. Mr. Begley, members of the board, I have 3 items for your consideration tonight. First, I need to ask you to approve a change to the AP Calculus fee for this school year. In the spring, the board approved a fee of $48.25 for AP Calculus, AB, and BC. This fee included a student test prep book. When we tried to order it this summer, the company told us that it was now out of print, even though they gave us a quote for it in like April, but you know, things happen. So we worked with the teacher to find a replacement test prep book. That book is actually cheaper, which is an advantage for our students and families. So we need to update the AP Calculus fee to reflect this change. The new course fee will be $33, and I'm asking for your approval tonight so that we can immediately update the fee in our system to reflect this change, so that students and families are assessed the updated fee at the start of the school year. Any questions on that? My second item tonight is to present the updated ELA and Social Studies courses of study. These are the final 2 associated with the project we've previously discussed. There is one thing I do want to highlight in the ELA course of study, and that is our revised core literature list. So I noticed that in the board packet, the link to the core list was not working, but if you go back to the email I sent earlier this week, you can access it through there. But last spring, my team dedicated significant time to reviewing and updating this list, which had grown over the years without items being removed. So I just want to give a special thanks to Lauren Sweeney for her work with department chairs to streamline and modernize the list for 6 through 12. And then additionally, I'd like to thank Georgine Bowman and Debbie Facina for the work they did with the K-5 library. I mean, they put every book that we have for our different programs in the core literature list. So this update will be especially helpful for families who can now more easily reference the text their child might be reading at each grade level. And both of these courses of study will be on the board agenda, on the next board agenda for approval.
So they literally typed in every name of every book?
They did.
That's
Yeah.
a task.
It was quite the summer project, so that's one of the reasons I've been holding the ELA one, because we've been typing all of these things for K to 5.
Yeah, wow.
So it was a big task, but like I said, I'm so happy with the final product because it's something that can be useful for teachers and parents. The list had just grown,
Yeah.
out of control over the years. We never really took things away, we just added.
Purging like that's not always easy, and that's where
Yeah.
it takes a lot of time, but going forward, you can remove and add more
Yeah.
simply. So.
Exactly. So my final item is to get board approval of Bookworms as part of our K-5 ELA curriculum, and iReady is our K-12 reading intervention program. As you might remember from our March board presentation, we are transitioning to Bookworms as our new core ELA curriculum. Since we are updating our ELA course of study, it's a good time to approve Bookworms as well, and that would be on the next board agenda as well. Then, at the May 1st board meeting, I shared with you that the district has chosen to move to iReady assessment and personalized learning for the 25-26 school year. During a May webinar with the Ohio Department of Education and Workforce, it was shared that it is best practice to have this, the iReady assessment and personalized learning, which is an ODE, ODU approved K-12 reading intervention program, board approved as well. So even though I told you in May that we didn't have to take any further action on that, I would like to move forward with getting your approval on the next board agenda in an effort to comply with ODU's suggestion. And that concludes my items for discussion.
Thank you.
All right, up next, we have treasurer consultant performance contract. I'll turn it over to Mr. Hustle.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. Mr. Bagley, members of the board, the district would like to recommend a performance contract for Amy Lee as a consultant to the treasurer. Mr. Phillips' treasurer's contract officially began August 1st, 2025. During the month of July, Mr. Phillips was able to shadow Ms. Lee and receive training in different roles, responsibilities, and platforms needed in order to be successful in the position. The district would like to recommend extending Ms. Lee's expertise and guidance to Mr. Phillips as he continues to transition to his new role. This will require a performance contract. Pending your approval, Amy Lee's performance contract will run August 1st, 2025 through October 31st, 2025. This item is also listed as an item for board action tonight due to the time frame. Please let me know if you have any questions.
Not a question, but a statement. I'm glad that Ms. Lee is willing and able to do that.
Yes.
I know it's beneficial to you,
Absolutely.
Mr. Phillips, and even that time, August to 1st through end of October, it's 60 hours, so, and that can be spread out over time, make a phone call, she's not coming in, it's more remote, or phone calling, emailing, or that kind of thing.
Yeah, and she's hoping, and I'm hoping too, that majority of the hours are August, September, and she just kind of weans herself off through the end of October. But yeah, so it'll be extremely helpful, and I'm really thankful to Mrs. Lee for agreeing to do that.
Yeah, she's wonderful, and so are you. So. I think that's great. It's gonna be.
Thank you, that's it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, up next, OSBA Annual Conference Planning. I'll turn it over to Mr. Phillips.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Smith, Mr. Bagley, members of the board. You know, it's hard to believe that we're thinking about the Capitol Conference already in November, but the Capitol Conference is being held November the 16th through the 18th this year, and we need to recommend and approve before the end of August who our delegate to the delegate meeting will be for this Board of Education, as well as an alternate for that meeting. So just wanted to open it up to board discussion. First of all, want to think about who from the board would like to attend. So I need to know that so we can get you registered, and then who would like to be the delegate and the alternate for the delegate meeting.
Thank you. I think Mr. Napier went last
Be
year.
the only retiree up here, I'll go.
He has some interest. Is that okay with the rest of the board?
Yeah, fine with me.
Do we have someone who's willing to stand in as an alternate should need it? Should that be me? Should that be you?
I'm happy to do it if Scott doesn't want to. No offense, Brian, but as we continue on this journey,
That's right.
one of us should go. I'm happy to nominate myself
Yes,
as the alternate.
nomination.
There you go.
Yeah, Depends a lot on the weather, too.
Oh, boy.
If it's
I'll
hot-
let daycare know in
If
advance.
it's off weather,
All right,
Thank you,
Mr.
Mike. Thank you, Abby.
Mr. Napier's our first choice.
Great.
He'll be attending, and if he can't, then Mrs. Birding Miller will go in his stead.
Thank you. And Mr. Begley, Mr. Clark, do you guys plan on attending the conference, just so we know for registration purposes?
I do not.
Okay, thank you.